We made it. We made it. The group stages are over. England finished top. Thank God. Welcome back. It is another instant match reaction. Even though it's not actually that instant, it's the next day. Czech Republic 0, England 1. Let's talk about it. So first of all, the lineup. Now the interesting points for the lineup was Maguire was back in for Tyrone Mings. We had Kyle Walker back in instead of Reece James, which I thought was an interesting one. And then the main talking points, no Mount because of COVID, no Foden surprisingly enough, and instead we had Grealish and we had Saka. And this paid off for us in the first half. Saka and Grealish are just so direct. They're so different to what we've seen in the first two games. I mean, you had Bukayo Saka running at these players. He completed 4 out of 6 dribbles in the first half. I think I heard a stat actually that he completed more dribbles than any other England player, or more take-ons or something like that. And that's ludicrous for the 19-year-old to be showing up these England players. What a performance. We had Jack Grealish as well on the other side doing well, taking the ball down nicely, running at players, creating space, good movement, and he was looking very good for England in the first half. Jack Grealish got the assist for the Sterling goal, easy header really, and then after that, sort of slowed down a bit, didn't it really? Harry Kane retained his position as we all expected, and yet again, didn't do much. Yet again, looked a little bit out of sorts, and it's a little bit worrying, I think, especially when you consider we're going to have to come up against a lot better opposition in the round of 16 and the quarters if we make it that far. We need him to be good because he's our best player on paper, right? So yeah, the first half ended 1-0, pretty comfortable. There was a few times we looked a little bit vulnerable at the back, I will say. Thomas Souček almost scored it, whisked past the post. But other than that, we looked okay, and it wasn't too bad, and it was better than the Scotland performance, that's for sure. That being said, any sort of Sunday League match you can go and watch will be better than the freaking Scotland performance. So we came up for the second half, Declan Rice came off, Jordan Henderson came on, and yeah, nothing even happened. I can't even recall one shot. The only thing I can recall happening was Henderson's offside goal, and I mean, it was an offside goal, it's irrelevant, isn't it? We looked so passive. I know we were protecting a 1-0 lead, we didn't need to throw men forward, but I wanted to see something a little bit extra. It's good to see Sancho get a couple minutes. He didn't really have a lot of time to prove anything. Bellingham came on as well, and so did Marcus Rashford. And yeah, it was a weird one. And the second half really did leave some sour tastes in the mouth of England fans. I'll read you the stat here that I saw on Opta Stats, and it is very damning, I must say. I'll put it up on the screen now. I'll put it up here as well. But it says 0.98. England have progressed the ball upfield 0.98 metres per second in open play at Euro 2020. The lowest figure of any side at the tournament, with last night's figure of 0.7 also a single game low for any other side. Ponderous. And there you go. That's the issue that a lot of England fans have. We just look so flat. And I know there's people coming away saying, well done, we've topped the group, we haven't conceded a goal, that's all you can do, it's looking good. But if you read into it a little bit more, that's a really shallow way of looking at it, because we're going to have to come up against either France, Portugal, Germany or Hungary in the round of 16. And I think that Germany are going to beat Hungary and France are going to beat Portugal. And if my predictions are correct, we'll play Germany. And we cannot play like that against Germany. We will get demolished, we will get dismantled, and we will get embarrassed yet again. Now, I also want to say commiserations to Scotland for finishing bottom. I hope the 0-0 trophy is polished nicely in the cabinet. And yeah, we'll see you in 23 years. But anyway, back to England, back to the horrible football that we watched in the second half. What are we going to do? Where do we go from here? So what I will say is I think we actually need to play Saka because he's just so direct. I know he's young. I know he's not as experienced as some of the other players. But he looked really good when he was on. Sterling, yet again, retained his position, scored a goal. His movement was very good off the ball, as it always is. Do we want to play him? I think he'd be better against better opposition, ironically. I think if we don't have as much of the ball, we don't have to run at players as much. He's a good player to have on the counter because his movement is good, his pace is good. But yeah, I can see definitely why people wouldn't want to start him. I think I do really like Sterling, and I tweeted that I didn't want to see him start, and I still maintain that. But it's a very weird one with him. He's so he's the only player that scored goals for us this tournament, and yet we've still got people calling for him not to play, and I'm agreeing with them. It's a weird one. But yeah, overall, I'd rate that performance 5, 6 out of 10. Czech Republic didn't do much, did they really, apart from that Souček shot? But we were ponderous in the second half, and I wasn't too happy at the end of the game. If you'd given me 2 of those first half performances, I would have been happy with that. I don't think you could have criticised much from Southgate's performance, but that second half performance was flat. So flat. So yeah, without further ado, let's see what the world of Twitter has had to say about this. So let's read the replies to this tweet here. The job done. The 3 Lions finish top of Group D and go into the knockout stages of Euro 2020. Everyone should be pretty happy, right? Right? What do you think? First tweet here by Jack Bryn. Dreadful, negative performance. Don't tell me any of those players tonight enjoyed that. We're going to get absolutely dicked on Tuesday. You can see that Jack doesn't have high hopes for the game on Tuesday, probably against Germany, I imagine. And yeah, I can see that with that second half performance. The first half performance, maybe not. I do think there's room for a bit of hope in that first half performance. But yeah, overall, that second half performance was negative, wasn't it really? We have one here from Luke. 3 games, 2 goals, 3 disappointing performances. It's definitely going to be Germany in the last 16, and it's definitely going to be a penalty shootout defeat. Wow, what a depressing tweet. And I don't 100% disagree with him. I mean, we'll be lucky to get to penalties, to be perfectly honest. If we're not dismantled within the first 90 minutes after that second half performance, I'll be very surprised. We have one here from Clary Marie, whose profile picture is a cow. Piss poor though, lacking urgency, fluency and effort. Rashford at least looked hungry for the ball when he came on. He should start. The rest need to kick up the backside. You've heard it here first. The rest need to kick up the backside. We have one here from AFC Walter. So we're all in agreement that Saka should start our remaining games in this tournament? Well, I don't think you can drop him after that. He was so direct, and that's what we needed. Especially against less opposition. You need a player like Saka who can break lines, who can pull the defence out of their position and put a nice ball into the box. Against Germany, it is a little bit different because they're going to have a lot more of the ball. They're going to throw a lot more men forward, especially with their 3 at the back formation. And I don't particularly think you need Saka as much as you would against the Czech Republic. But he was so good, and I don't want that to work against him. I just think that if he does start, I'll be very happy. But yeah, it's going to be difficult to drop him. It is going to be difficult to drop him. But I do think he will. I don't think he'll play against Germany if we do play them. Here we go. One from Andrew Spalding. I recognise this name. Did I have this in the previous video? I don't know. Great goal, Raheem. And I did expect you lads to win. Well done all of you, and congratulations on the win. Kiss, kiss. Well, that's a nice one, isn't it? You don't get a lot of that on Twitter, but Andrew Spalding seemed to enjoy that, and he seemed to enjoy Raheem's goal. And he did expect the win, as did I. I predicted England 0, Czech Republic 1. Have a look here. I'm not lying to you. I've actually predicted all 3 of Czech Republic's results, so give me a medal. I deserve one. Here we have from Luke Red Devil. Southgate is a disgrace. Puts Henderson on at half-time, a change that disrupts the game, only gives Sancho 10 minutes in 3 effing matches, and took Grealish off, ... Hashtag England, probably not even in the top 7 faves to win this now. 2 goals in 3 with so much talent is a joke. Hashtag seizing. Yeah, I don't agree with the Henderson on at half-time disrupting the game. I think we need Henderson on because he was really good at dictating the tempo, albeit the second half was poor. But that wasn't because we brought Rice off for Henderson. Rice didn't have a very good game in the first half, I thought there was times when he dropped really deep in between the centre-backs and we just passed it to Stones, passed to Maguire. There's no breaking lines like I would want him to. Whereas Henderson got a lot further forward and he did score. I know it was offside, but it just shows that he was playing a lot more advanced and he was trying to, inflict some attacking impetus into the England performance. But I can see where Unitedinho is at with the whole 2 goals in 3 matches because that is poor. I mean, Kane, Foden, Mount, Grealish, Sterling, if you want to include him, Saka, all these players, they are attacking talents, and 2 goals in 3 matches against Croatia, Scotland and Czech Republic, I don't think is good enough, but hey ho. Here's an interesting one from Lee Parnell. So once again, Kane gets a full game and has done absolutely nothing. Surely someone else gets a chance in front of him now. 1 shot on target in 3 games is embarrassing for a supposedly potential tournament golden boot winner. Laughy face emoji. Yeah, I also predicted Kane for golden boot because I thought we'd play some really nice attacking football in the tournament, and yeah, I was very wrong on that one. But yeah, I don't think you can drop Kane. I mean, he is just too good. Like, look at him for Tottenham. He finished the season top goal scorer and with the top assists. Like, You can't drop that. You've got to work him into your own performance, because the alternative is Calvert-Lewin, and no disrespect to Calvert-Lewin, he's a good player, but Harry Kane's a world-class player. The levels between them is staggering. And yeah, I do think we need to work Kane better in our performances. That being said, the only reason I would drop Kane, as I've already stated, is if he's injured. But apparently he isn't. Apparently not, which surprises me, I will say. Right, this will be the penultimate one. I'll do 2 more. Delighted to get the win and top the group, but I think that we will be utterly destroyed in the next round. Our style is too negative, we pass around the back far too much, and if we do that against the likes of Germany, France, Portugal, we will be punished bigly. Bigly? Is that even a word? It's concerning. Well, yeah, there we go. We've heard that one before. And I do agree, but I think the style of the game will be completely different in the next game if we play Germany, France or Portugal, because they're on a lot more even footing. And I think we'll sit deeper and we'll try and hit them on the counter. I think we might even go to a back 5. I think we might have Stones, Maguire and Walker at the back, maybe Trippier right wing back and Shaw left wing back. One more, we'll end with this one from Muscles Sheriff. The 3 lines are Sterling, Grealish and Saka. Should be 1K there, sorry. Hats off to them. I think this will give England the boost they need to make it through the big guys next round. I would start the next match with either Rashford or Foden instead of Harry Kane. Bring Kane on later to lift them. Wow, what a big call from Muscle Sheriff. I wouldn't do that. I still think you should start Harry Kane. And I wouldn't start Rashford instead of Harry Kane, because Rashford I think is better on the left anyway, and Rashford has been the guy carrying the injury the whole season. I'm surprised he's even playing in this tournament, to be perfectly honest with you. But I don't think you can start Rashford or Foden instead of Kane. If you're not going to start Kane, it's Calvert-Lewin's the obvious option. But yeah, unless you had a style change and you played like a centre forward and you put Foden in that role, like how Wijnaldum plays for the Netherlands, that's the only way I can see that happening. But yeah, to end it off, I don't want to see Harry Kane dropped. I still think he needs to start. So that is it. That's my final match reaction for England in the group stage. We have topped the group with 7 points. We are going to go through to the round of 16 and play second in Group F, which is either France, Germany, Hungary or Portugal. The likelihood is going to be Germany, and that's going to be a tough game. That'll be next Tuesday. I'll drop a match reaction for that one as well. It might be the last match reaction of the Euros for England. Oh no, I'm already thinking about it. But yeah, let's pray. Let's pray that it's not. Let's pray that we go a little bit further than that. But anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Please give a comment down below what you would do for the next match. Would you keep Kane? Would you keep Sterling in the lineup? Let me know down below. Please subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I'll see you for another video soon.